Hey, it's Dr. Amanda with StraightSmile Solutions, StraightSmileSolutions.com, and today I'm going to talk to you about Bionators. And Bionators are definitely one of my go-to appliances for kids in the mixed dentition, kids with large overjets. The cool thing about Bionators is that they can be customized not only in terms of color, so the patient feels like that they can design them, but also for various bite issues, whether, you're trying to open a deep bite, try to close an open bite. For the most part, Bionators are used to advance a mandible. So I'm a huge fan, if you've heard my other videos, about forward orthodontics, not moving things backwards, like say a Carrier or a headgear or a distalizing appliance. That's backwards. So to fix an overjet, if you're doing backwards orthodontics, you're taking the top jaw or the top teeth and moving them back. We don't want to do that. So especially if we look at a patient and we're looking at their profile and we're like, dude, this person has a really tiny mandible. We're looking at the ceph, maybe we're looking at the airway, thinking we need to do whatever we can do to open the airway, advance the mandible, not close the airway by retracting the top teeth or the top jaw. So that's why I love Bionators. They're also very simple. Like I said, very easy to customize both in color and in design to get what you want with the bite. Of course, they're 100% compliance based, right? But timing and picking the right patient with the Bionator is really critical. They just do magical stuff as long as they're worn. And they really do need to be worn 22 hours a day, usually for, I'd say, 9 to 12 months. So picking the right patient is key, explaining the why behind it. If they're only wearing it at night, it's not gonna work. So they have to actually wear it to school. It is a one-piece appliance. So like I said, these things have been around for 100 years. They're definitely much more sophisticated, but there's different versions of them. They call them activators. There's all kind of trade names, but for the most part, they all lump into a classification of a mandibular advancement appliance, and I call them Bionators. Bionators are the most generic version. You can order them from any ortho lab. You don't have to take a special class or anything like that. Lab fee is probably in the neighborhood of 200-ish, depending on how much you bling it out. Like I said, it's a one-piece appliance, so you can figure if the patient's wearing it, doesn't hurt or anything like that, but it's going to be a little tricky to learn to talk with it in because it does need to click in. It's being made with the lower jaw set forward, almost like the way, if you know Invisalign, their mandibular advancement version, it's similar to that. Now, this is going to work way better, especially in mixed dentition, than their MA. But you want to do this when the patient is ideally still growing, actively still growing, or prepubertal even, 8, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're probably not going to have a lot of success, and I encourage you to ask a lot of questions as to where the kid goes to school, what grade they're in, what does the school district look like in your area. Once that patient's getting into junior high or middle school where they're around older kids, forget it. That's not going to get worn. I can tell you it's not going to get worn because obviously it's going to work great in second, third, fourth, fifth grade, sixth grade, depending on what school they go to. But beyond that, don't bother. You'll need to move on to something else. But yeah, it can be definitely a phase 1 appliance, or it can be part of your comprehensive treatment. You do this first, and then once you've had some jaw growth, then you can go ahead and put the braces or the aligners on. Or you can even move into Invisalign MA, and finish the treatment up with that. But either way. All right. So thanks so much. Again, make sure when you're designing this, not only you're letting the kid pick the color, which will help with compliance, but you're also letting them know what your goals are, obviously to grow the lower jaw. But if you need to open or close a bite, you need to tell them too. All right. Thanks.